You asked me to figure out where this video was recorded, so I did. Hi, I'm Jose Monkey, and I find people who ask to be found. Guys, this is a video that has been on my list for a crazy long time. I spent a bunch of time on it a while ago, and I only just came back to it recently. And when I did, I had a breakthrough right away and found it shortly after. So what can we see? This video was recorded as someone was traveling down the highway. Just a reminder, guys, I am not accepting any new submissions from people who send in videos that are recorded from the driver's point of view. It's just not safe, guys. I'd prefer you didn't do that. In fact, I'm only doing this one because it was on my list for a very long time, long before I made that rule, and I already sank a bunch of time into it. But please don't send me new ones from a driver's perspective. Okay, so the main thing we can see in this video are these wind turbines off the side of the road. And honestly, that's about all there is to see in this video. At one point, we get a glimpse of this sign that says Axis. Also, I missed it the first couple times I watched it, but we can very briefly see that there is a mile marker for what appears to be mile 262. I also couldn't help but think as I was looking at the fence and grasses here that this looked vaguely like what I've seen in beach areas on the East Coast. Like it reminded me of what I've seen at the Jersey Shore. I thought the soil almost looked sandy, but I thought maybe I was mistaken about that. Okay, so that sign that we see is very likely for Axis Seed, but that didn't really help all that much because Axis Seed is a seed company that supplies farms all over the US. I figured I should look in the various different places around the United States where there are large wind farms. They're found in a few different spots, but I was focusing on the areas that I knew had lots of wind farms, like Texas, Oklahoma, Iowa. So I looked at some of the bigger wind farms in those areas, and I tried to look for highways that had mile markers in the 260s near those wind farms. Guys, I will fast forward to the end and tell you that I looked at a whole bunch of different places and was not finding anything that looked right. I am not even sure how much time I spent on this. I think it was probably a couple hours. But I figured I had to move on and look at other videos, so I left it on the work in progress list and figured I'd come back to it. But I was very strongly considering moving it to the fail list. So today, as I was looking through the list of videos, I saw this one again. And I said to myself that I should look at it one more time before I moved it to the fail list. So I brought up that list of different wind farms in the US again. I had spent a bunch of time focusing on the center of the country, so I tried to look at some of the other areas. And one of the first ones I looked at was this area in North Carolina where we see that there are wind farms. So I ran a quick query to see where there were wind turbines in North Carolina. I found that there were a bunch of them west of Elizabeth City. And when I zoomed in, I noticed that the nearest highway to those wind turbines had a nearby exit that was numbered 264. That's awfully close to 262. So I went to go check out the Google Street View. And guys, that was it. You were traveling south on the US 17 bypass in Pasquotank County, North Carolina. It was sort of tricky to figure out how to confirm this location, even looking at it on the Street View, because there's not much to see. But I was able to confirm the view that we get near the mile marker, and this other shot a little bit later in the video when we see an upcoming guardrail. In retrospect, maybe I should have trusted my gut when I said that it looked kind of vaguely beachy. I don't really know how to count the time on this one, guys. Like I said, I think I probably spent about 2 hours previously when I was looking at it, and then when I started looking at it again today, I found it in probably 10 minutes. So, like 2 hours and 10 minutes. Okay, it's time to check which previous location was closest to this one. And this time, it was Season 1, Episode 268, in Newport News, Virginia. That location is only about 47 miles or 75 kilometers away from this spot. That's all for now, guys. Check out the map of all the places I've found for you so far, and look at the other stuff on my site while you're there. And if anybody else wants me to find them, record a video where you say, "Find me, Jose Monkey," or something like that, on camera, or hold up a sign that says something similar. And don't forget to tag me in a comment on that video.